Hello, everybody. My name is Mac Bell, and welcome to On the Rocks, where we give you the news and we make it smooth. Now, we have a whole lot to get to today, but before we do, my co-anchor Madison Williams is absent, but should be back next time. But for today, we're joined by Daniel. Dan, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing? Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel Sedor-Franzak. Glad you're tuning in. How about we jump into things, Mac?
Alrighty, you don't have to tell me twice, Dan. Coming up on The Rocks, we'll talk about President Trump and First Lady's positive COVID results. We will also be previewing tonight's vice presidential debate as Vice President Mike Pence and Senator and Vice Presidential candidate Kamala Harris take the debate stage. We'll hear from Dr. Sidney Lacombe about their views on the loss of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and how the loss ties into the 100-year anniversary of women's suffrage. Also, it's homecoming week here at SRU, and while things may look different than last year, there are still a whole lot of events going on. We'll talk about all this and more tonight on The Rocks. Around 2 a.m. Friday morning, President Donald Trump tweeted that he and the First Lady, Melania Trump, tested positive for COVID-19. Later Friday afternoon, President Trump's medical staff recommended President Trump, who had mild symptoms, including a fever, and had been fatigued in recent days, to check in at Walter Reed Medical Center, where he'd continue working. On Monday afternoon, President Trump announced on Twitter that he will be released from the hospital at 6:30 p.m. and return to the White House. It is currently unknown if Trump has had a negative COVID result since being released from Walter Reed. Other individuals close to the president have since tested positive, including Senator Mike Lee of Utah, Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, RNC Chair Ronna McDaniel, White House advisors Hope Hicks and Stephen Mill, Kellyanne Conway, Kayleigh McEnany, campaign manager Bill Stipin, and 3 White House journalists. This all comes just days after the very heated and controversial debate between Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden, in which coronavirus was a major topic of the night.
President Trump, you have begun to increasingly question the effectiveness of masks as a disease preventer. And in fact, recently you have cited the issue of waiters touching their masks and touching plates. Are you questioning
No, I think
the
masks
efficacy
are okay.
of
You have to
masks?
understand, if you look, I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it.
All of this comes as COVID cases in Pennsylvania continues to climb. We're now at 170,000 cases and 8,313 deaths. Butler County COVID cases are also on the rise, now at 1,150. After 132 new cases flared up just over the past 2 weeks. Here at Slippery Rock University, COVID cases climbed to 128 after 13 more students tested positive this past week. Currently, no faculty has tested positive thus far. Ready for another debate? This time, it's a vice president's battle as current Vice President Mike Pence and Senator and Vice Presidential candidate Kamala Harris will take the stage, as USA Today's Susan Page will moderate the event, which will take place tonight at 9 p.m. on all major news networks.
The year 2020 marks the 100-year anniversary of women's suffrage. This should be a time to celebrate, but with the loss of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett, it seems more people are focused on what will happen next. Gender Studies professor Cindy Lacombe gives their thoughts on the impact of these 3 events.
This is something that's overlooked a lot when people read about the notorious RBG, but she was actually inspired by the legal writings of an African-American lawyer and scholar, Annie Pauley, her middle name was Pauline, but people called her Pauley Marrie, who was a co-founder of the National Organization for Women. And she actually was the one who probably helped Ginsburg think about how to use the 14th Amendment to argue legally for equality. So she used the 14th Amendment and the Equal Protection Clause really so smartly, Emily, because what she did was to say to these men, the Supreme Court justices, men have been discriminated against. And as soon as they acknowledged that, she began to argue cases for women's equality. So, and in terms of the women's suffrage, I think that we should know that Susan B. Anthony was one of the first people to invoke the 14th Amendment for women's legal right to vote, right? I mean, what she did was to say, we should be able to vote. She cast a vote and she was arrested for that. And the Supreme Court found in the late 1890s that women weren't legally allowed to vote because they were the property, in essence, of their fathers and husbands. If we look at Justice Amy Coney Barrett, if she becomes a justice, and she probably will, here's what I want to let people know. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Within an hour, Mitch McConnell was on the phone to other Republicans talking about who they would try to approve to replace Ginsburg. Within 1 hour of Ginsburg's death, there were a couple of names that floated to the top really quickly, but Amy Coney Barrett's floated to the top within the first week when Trump nominated her or forwarded her name to be considered. That's the fastest, one of the fastest instances of a Supreme Court justice moving forward after the death of a justice. My main concerns, and these are the concerns that a lot of people have concerning her appointment. Number one for me is Roe v. Wade and reproductive rights in our country. But we also need to consider that she has made statements and taken public stands that Affordable Care Act could be repealed. And again, in the midst of COVID, which is not going away anytime soon, millions of people are relying on the Affordable Care Act as a form of insurance, and that could be lost.
Tick-Tock, to be or not to be. For now, users in the U.S. will still be able to utilize the apps Tick-Tock and WeChat. On September 27th, a federal judge granted a partial injunction, blocking the government's ban on Tick-Tock. Judge Carl Nichols' injunction will stop the ban on downloads of the app for now. However, it does not address the second half of the ban that will require companies to block Tick-Tock traffic on web servers on November 12th. The Department of Commerce originally postponed the ban when it appeared there was a deal to sell part of the company to Walmart and Oracle. But no action on that deal has happened in over a week. In a statement, Tick-Tock says it is pleased with the ruling. The Commerce Department says that while it has taken steps to comply with the injunction, it will vigorously defend the ban order. As for WeChat, a federal judge granted an injunction on September 19th blocking the government's ban. Pending an appeal by the U.S. government, a hearing is set for October the 15th. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has now publicly announced his presidential endorsement for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Johnson stated that in this critical election, he believes Biden and Harris are the best to lead our country forward. The Rock has been an independent centrist for many years, and he has voted for both Democrat and Republican candidates in the past. With Johnson's public announcement, this could lead to fans separating from the movie star as they might potentially disagree with his voting decisions. We'll be right back with more campus news after this commercial break. Sit tight.
Do you remember when you were told to sit still? Walk, don't run. Don't sit too close to the screen. Don't touch that. Color inside the lines. At Slippery Rock, we inspire the motion, the music, and the moments of challenge that allow you to be your best, now and in the future. Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you're pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better.
Check out our studio!
Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Go Rock! Do you remember when you were told not to play with fire? You were told to be quiet. When they said caring wasn't in your generation's DNA. When they said stop playing with toys. Do you remember when they said stop dreaming? At Slippery Rock, we inspire the dreams, the noise, the caring to challenge you to be your best, now and in the future. Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens.
Today we are at
That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Welcome back to On the Rocks, and it's homecoming week. As we undergo a COVID-friendly semester, Slippery Rock University's homecoming extravaganza will take place virtually. SRU has celebrated homecoming since October 13, 1934. Although the week won't end with a Saturday night football game, it will still be jam-packed with several events that students, staff, faculty, and alumni can participate in. This year's theme is Putting the Home in Homecoming. Homecoming royalty voting began Monday and will continue until Friday. Voting can be done on the CORE app. Thursday events include Make Your Own Zen Garden, presented by UPB, from 12 to 3 p.m., and Alumni versus Student Trivia on Zoom. You won't want to miss it.
Hi everyone, I'm Carisha Reed. I am a junior early education major with a minor in psychology. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm running for homecoming this year with Donovan Ford. This year we are sponsored by BAS, and our event for this is we're speaking with Nicole Byer, a comedian from MTV's Girl Code and Netflix's Nailed It, and I will be the moderator, and you can come check us out. And we have a Zoom link on our Instagram.
And speaking of homecoming, Black Action Society will be hosting Nicole Byer from Netflix's Nailed It and MTV's Girl Code. According to Black Action Society's core page, Byers is one of the most versatile and recognizable voices in the comedy landscape today. The virtual Q&A will be on Friday at 7 p.m. The Zoom link is on CORE. This past Thursday, PASSHE Chancellor Dr. Dan Greenstein visited Slippery Rock students and staff via Zoom. Chancellor Greenstein started his conversation with a private group of student leaders, including our very own Aaron Marrie and Hannah Shumsky. One of the topics that was discussed was climate change and a white-page document that was sent to the Chancellor.
I didn't have an answer, so I turned to Professor Snell and I said, I don't know, because she accosted me a second time when I came back to Slippery Rock, and I said, look, why don't you get together groups from across the system to come up with some ideas? And so this white paper emerged, which is great. And actually, I've asked, Professor Snow has pulled together a team from across the system, and they've come up, I don't have it in my head, but they've come up with 6 or 7 steps, right? Or 6 or 7 things that we can do. Some of them really target carbon neutrality, or getting closer to carbon neutrality for the system as a whole. Others target educational opportunities, how do we raise awareness? Others target, what can we do in the curriculum? So it's fast, it's great stuff. And it's, I know we're going to talk a little bit about system redesign, but to me, it's a great example of where we can be at our best.
Shortly after, Chancellor Greenstein hosted an open forum for all of Slippery Rock students and staff to attend. Conversations ranged from state system issues to Edinburgh, Clarion, and CalU's partnership. Greenstein also added the hopes to bring more global students in to PASSHE schools at costs much cheaper for the students compared to a university such as Penn State.
On Monday, the Student Government Association added 8 more senators to its roster, bringing the total number of senators serving to 33. All but one of the senators had applied and met the requirements for the position. Freshman Senator Braden Brinkler was voted in last month, but was unable to attend the swearing-in ceremony until this week. All were unanimously approved. Along with the additional senators, President Joey Sudo announced that 12 senators were appointed to various SRU presidential commissions this week. Sudo said the goal is to add 10 more senators to those commissions. With the presidential election less than a month away, Sudo informed the Senate that he is currently working out the logistics for the Happy Bus to transport students to local polling stations November 3rd. Sudo added that APSCUF would like to work with the SGA to get students registered to vote, but offered no other details on the matter. The SGA also approved the American Industrial Hygiene Association as a recognized SGA club. Parliamentarian Grant Warmbine informed that the AIHA had nearly completed the process last year, but could not finish due to the campus shutdown, boasting 10,000 members worldwide. The approval of the chapter at SRU marks the first AIHA student section in Pennsylvania. The SGA will host their next formal meeting at 5 p.m. October 19th. And that is all for your SGA update. Back to you, Mac.
Awesome, thanks, Dan. While fall has just begun, it's almost time to start thinking about the spring. Well, spring registration, that is. Registration for the spring 2021 semester will begin October 26th and go until November 6th. Students will soon be receiving emails with the specific day and time to register. And remember to check in with advisors, as the PINs are required this year to register. The Association of Pennsylvania State College and University faculties met with students across the state system to discuss the possible retrenchment at 7 of the 14 schools. Some of these universities include California, Clarion, Edinburgh, and Indiana universities have all released letters of retrenchment, indicating the possibility of dismissing employees through no fault of their own. Between these 4 universities, up to 353 faculty members may be retrenched in the next 2 years. Bloomsburg, Kutztown, and Millersville University sent letters of retrenchment, but have since retracted those letters. According to APSCUF President Jamie Martin, they are attempting to work together with each other's university's administration to find alternatives to retrenchment, which may include finding other classes for a professor to teach or find another way to reach financial sustainability. We'll be right back with some more community news right after this break. Sit tight.
Do you remember when you were told to put away your toys? Don't climb on that. Don't write on the walls. Go easy on the makeup. Do you remember when you were told to mind your own business and wait your turn? At Slippery Rock, we inspire the heights, the color, the caring for each other to challenge you to be your best. Now and in the future, Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Do you remember when you were told to sit still? Walk, don't run. Don't sit too close to the screen. Don't touch that. Color inside the lines. At Slippery Rock, we inspire the motion, the music, and the moments of challenge that allow you to be your best, now and in the future. Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Slippery Rock Mayor John David Longo announced that on October 11th from 2 to 5 p.m. there will be a cleanup event in downtown Slippery Rock under the gazebo. Volunteers are encouraged to bring the necessary essentials for the job, such as gloves, garbage bags, brooms, and rakes. I know I'm going to be there, and I hope to see you there too.
Are you looking for some weekend and weeknight fun? Just down the road, the Starlight Drive-In is changing things up. Instead of showing film favorites, the Drive-In has partnered with Drusky Entertainment to host a number of special live and in-person events. Assistant Manager Rachel DeMaria says that this is a new event series for the Drive-In and has become pretty popular.
A lot of the events have been sold out. Bert Kreischer was the comedian that I sent you a picture of. He actually sold out, I believe, within 48 hours, and so we opted to do 2 different shows in the same day.
Upcoming events for the month of October include comedians and a variety of bands from folk to indie rock. DeMaria says she thinks the turnouts have been successful because COVID-19 has canceled a lot of other events in the area.
I know overall people get really excited that the drive-in has been revamped and is still open. So having these events has been another way for them to get out and visit us. And it's definitely very different. I believe there's only 20 to 30 other venues, like drive-in venues, that are hosting concerts like this nationwide. So it's a pretty unique event overall.
The events take place in the evening, with the show times and ticket prices varying from event to event. Starlight Drive-In is following CDC guidelines to prevent the spread of COVID-19. For those specific COVID-19 guidelines, event restrictions, ticket pricing, and to purchase tickets, visit their website at www.starlightdrive-in.com. While most community events have been canceled due to the pandemic, Saturday saw Slippery Rock Community Park come to life with the sounds and tastes of Oktoberfest. Local breweries and distilleries, along with Slippery Rock nonprofit organizations, brought the spirit of the German holiday to local residents that have been wanting to get out and be around other people.
We were going to put together something safe for everyone to come out and have fun and get out of the house.
5 breweries and 4 distilleries provided food and beverages for sale, including Slippery Rock's own North Country Brewing Company. Bob McCafferty, the company owner, says that it's nice to get out and see customers and other breweries, considering how hard the past few months have been.
It's been horrible. It's just, we had to lay off 150 people, because we had to shut down in April. We've done a lot to increase our concept as far as North Country goes, as far as getting takeout to go and, really expand on that more. But ultimately, we just can't. 25% was really killing a lot of industries in the hospitality industry.
Months for business and community members is what Slippery Rock Mayor John David Longo says inspired him to host the event.
Not only do folks in our community need an opportunity to get outside and to enjoy camaraderie and enjoy good company, but also too, our businesses are really hurting.
The effort put into the celebration to provide residents with lots to do and eat did not go unnoticed.
I think it's cool. I like how everything's kind of spaced out, and there's a lot of food options from what it looks like. That's what I'm really hoping to get into soon.
Throughout the day, patrons enjoyed the sound of traditional German music by Pittsburgh's Autobahn, which specializes in Bavarian music. Along with traditional music, guests were able to watch and learn a few Bavarian dances as well. Mayor Longo says it is great that he has so many business and community leaders to lean on and make events like this happen. As for next year, the mayor hopes the Oktoberfest celebration can continue as a yearly event and give people another reason to visit Slippery Rock.
How do you plan to vote this upcoming election? This is a question many Pennsylvanians and Americans have had to ask themselves these past couple of weeks, with an election right around the corner during a time when division is so prominent and a pandemic that's affected us all. People are looking for all the more certainty that their votes will be counted in time. 2 weeks ago, on September 24th, federal prosecutors in Pennsylvania announced that they had found 9 filled-out mail-in ballots thrown away in the trash. It was later discovered that 7 of those 9 ballots were casted for current President Donald Trump. The other 2 were still sealed. So, are mail-in ballots a safe and secure way to vote? Many people, such as FBI Director Christopher A. Wray, believe so. The FBI director commented on The Voice concerns over the legitimacy of mail-in ballots, saying at a recent Senate hearing, "We have not historically seen any kind of coordinated national voter fraud effort in a major election, whether it's by mail or otherwise." He went on to say, "At the local level from time to time." The deadline to sign up for mail-in ballots is October 27th at your county election office or another designated location. Mail-in ballots must be submitted by November 6th. In-person voting will still take place on the 3rd. We're going to send it to another commercial break, but make sure to stick around. We'll have updates about what to do this fall in and around SRU. Sit tight.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Do you remember when you were told not to play with fire? You were told to be quiet. When they said caring wasn't in your generation's DNA. When they said stop playing with toys. Do you remember when they said stop dreaming? At Slippery Rock, we inspire the dreams, the noise, the caring to challenge you to be your best. Now and in the future, Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or some place happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you're pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better.
Check out our studio!
Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Go Rock! Do you remember when you were told to put away your toys? Don't climb on that. Don't write on the walls. Go easy on the makeup. Do you remember when you were told to mind your own business and wait your turn? At Slippery Rock, we inspire the heights, the color, the caring for each other to challenge you to be your best. Now and in the future, Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
It's that time of the year. The leaves are changing and the weather is cooling down. Fall is known for its association with abundance, wealth, and prosperity. For many, it's the spooky season. Autumn is a time to create traditions and memories. There are many activities near SRU for students to enjoy. One charming spot is Fairhaven Farms. There you can pick pumpkins, drink cider, and even go on a hayride. Make sure you head out this fall and enjoy the weather, and while staying safe.
That sounds pretty good, Dan. In professional sports last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers were forced to take their bye week early as their matchup against the Tennessee Titans was postponed due to a current total of 20 positive COVID-19 cases surfacing since last Tuesday, all within the Titans organization. The Steelers' schedule shifted as they are set to play the Titans on October 25th, pushing their matchup against the Baltimore Ravens back a week to November the 1st. In basketball, the Los Angeles Lakers currently lead the Miami Heat 3-1 in the NBA Finals. The Lakers defeated the Miami Heat last night and will have a chance to close it out and win the finals this Friday on ABC. Well, that's all the news we have for you today. Again, my name's Mac Bell, and that's the Rock Solid Truth. Thank you, and I hope to see you right back here on the 21st. Stay blessed, stay safe. Good night.